Welcome to another episode of Behind the Bar podcast. As always, it's brought to you by RT Fitness Durham, Sunderland, and the Barbell Club. If you want to apply to any of our programs, the link's in the description below. So please click on that. We have our 90-day total transformations, and we have our 12-week program, initial program with our Barbell Club. We take you from absolute beginner to photo shoot. Ready? So on today's episode, we've got long-time client, Mr. Dave Pickersgill. He's an absolute legend amongst us. At his age, he's came in, he's lost a shitload of weight. He's won our Ninja Challenges 3 years in a row. He's lost 3 years? 2 years? I don't know, I'm forgetting. But he's lost a load of weight as well in the process. And all-round top bloke. And what I always like to figure out with clients is when it actually clicked, and his was quite a good one. So enjoy the show, make sure you subscribe as well, click below and enjoy it. Dave, so who are you, and so when we're explaining it for people, it's like sort of like your work-life balance type thing for when people are looking at this from how their fitness can be around work and stuff, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So go for it. Who is Dave?
I'm an architect, business owner, work long hours.
Yeah.
I do probably 50, 55 hours a week work.
Right, okay.
And then I've got a fitness around that. So when I started doing this, I started doing carnage because it worked for my time scale, coming in 6:15 in the morning till 7 o'clock. Then I moved on to the weights program, which I then switched to a night. So I start work earlier to then do the weights on an evening.
Right. So how do you find that balance then?
I think I've had a change since I came to RT Fitness where I've made time to do this for me, to lose weight basically. So I've fit them both around, and then you've got family life to fit around that as well. So I've got pressures on a weekend to go out with a wife and bits and pieces. So.
But Deb does this as well?
She does, yeah. But she'll not do it on the weekend though.
Right, okay. Have you found it all fits now then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just you've got to make it work. I think. I suppose the older you get, I've got to spend some time for myself. I think that's the biggest sort of life changer for me in the last 5 years. Where since I've been coming here, I never used to do that. If I didn't come to the gym, I'd be at work.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with most people. I mean, you'll see in the group how many people post in 5 minutes before. Mine and Luke's fucking biggest pet hate.
Yeah, me the last 2 nights.
Oh, it has been, yeah. It has been stuck at work, and you see them in the group 5 minutes before the session. I'm stuck at work, and it's like, I'm sure you knew that half an hour ago. Yeah. But you did post in.
I did post in a few. I'll give you a few hours notice.
You did give us a few hours notice from there. So what's your earliest life within fitness up until starting here? That's quite a big years. But what did you? Yeah. So what did you do when you were younger?
I was very fit. I was very sporty. I played rugby for the school, football for the school. I ran for the county. I did athletics for the county.
Yeah.
So and then I basically stopped when I got married. Finished college, married life.
We can't blame all this on Deb.
No, I'm not blaming it on Deb. It's me, I think.
Yeah.
And work sort of took over. You're married, starting work. And then I did nothing for probably 10 years, fitness-wise.
So what age was that from?
Probably 25 to 35.
Right.
And then I started playing cricket when I was early 30s. And I did that for probably 7, 8, probably 10 years. Hurt my knee, had to pack that in. Did nothing for a couple of years, and then started here when I was 45.
So 25 to 35, nothing.
Nothing.
35-ish to 40 cricket.
Yeah.
But and then 40 to 45, nothing again.
Yeah.
Canal.
Yeah.
From obviously being
very sporty.
Yeah. Mad.
It is.
Isn't it? When you think of it in that longer numbers, but I think everybody falls into that.
I mean, during them times, I had this debate with Debbie the other day. She's like, not happy that I'm losing a load of weight. She said, I didn't marry a skinny bloke. I said, well, you did. I said, I was 12 stone when I got married. And then I put a stone a year on for about 10 years.
Yeah.
And then I've lost 3 or 4 stone, put 3 or 4, 5 stone back on, and did that for about 10 years. But when I was like trying to lose weight, I'd go out on a bike or something like that. You know,
So what about diets in that time then?
I've tried every diet going.
Have you?
Aye. Keto diet, Atkins diet. I used to go to Weight Watchers.
Did you?
I was the only fella that Weight Watchers.
Right.
And I used to get booed by the women because every week I'd get the bell for losing £7.
Did you?
Take them about 2 months to lose that, and then I'd do it in a week.
Yeah.
So, but then I don't know, you only do that for so long, and then as soon as you stop doing that, it's not like a life-changing thing. You do it for a period of time, you stop, and then you put weight back on. So
Yeah.
that's what I found about this. It's changed the way I approach life, and food, and drink, and fitness. So that's been the changer for me.
What was the worst diet out of all them?
Keto.
Was it?
Aye.
Like 0 carbs.
0 carbs, aye.
Did you?
Well, it wasn't the keto. It was when I did it. Show me here. It was the Atkins diet.
Yeah.
Aye. But I mean, it was great because it was just meat. I'm not a vegetable eater, so it was just all meat.
I think the Atkins
It was
diet
fried, and it was
it got thrown around for sausages and bacon and stuff like that, didn't it, when it first came out? Like, I'm sure my mum and dad did it, to be fair.
I lost a load of weight on it, but I really put a load back on really quickly when I stopped.
Yeah. And were you just dieting with that, or were you training as well?
I was dieting. Just dieting. I'd go on the bike, push bike now and again. I had an exercise bike in the garage. I'd do that a little bit.
Right.
Nothing serious. Not like I'm doing now.
So where did the Great North Runs fit in all those years?
Oh, I did. Well, that was when before I got married.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I did three on the bounce when I was sort of 17, 18 and 19.
Right.
So, and then I did nothing. Haven't done a Great North Run.
Have you not done one since?
No, I did.
I
I was going to. I did the pier-to-pier.
Right. Okay.
Instead, I did about half the distance of the North Run in it.
Right.
I can't run very far. my knees goosed. So I do about 10.
I still see you running 3 miles in that.
I do about 10k, about 6 miles, and after that, my knees gone. I cannot.
But that's more than most people can do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like you've got to look at it like that, not just I can't run.
Yeah. I can run. I just can't run a lot. I can't run distance-wise like I used to. I mean, I used to do cross country.
Yeah.
So I used to run from Holy Island to Berwick and back to Holy Island.
When you were 12 stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest things I like to always know, like obviously you start with us 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. What was that? Why? How did the switch occur? Like what was that big thing? Because like I probably talked to you about it in the sessions before, where like you've seen hundreds of people walk through our doors, and they're never ready. So what was that moment where
I'll tell you exactly.
Yeah.
I was on a train coming back from London with work. It was probably 8 o'clock at night. Obviously, trains are dark outside, so the windows are like a mirror.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there, and I looked across and thought, who's that fat bastard? Oh, it's me.
Never.
I saw my reflection in the mirror on the train and thought, Jesus Christ. I didn't realise how big I was.
Right.
Till I saw it, like, sitting there, like, sitting down and belly's out here and just...
Yeah.
I thought, that was the moment I thought, I've got to do something here.
Aye?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
So I'll tell you exactly. Yeah.
Aye? And what weight were you then?
22, over 22 stone.
That must have been a bit before you started with this then, was it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was probably about, because I mean, I was coming to you guys, I knew I wanted to do something then, and I thought, I'm too fat to go to the gym.
Right.
So I started like training by myself at home and going out for runs and going on my bike. And, and I lost about 1.5 stone before I started with you.
Which is 5 years, pretty much today-ish.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah.
I think it was the 3rd of October, actually.
I lost a load of weight, and then I went to, I'm saying a load of weight, about 1.5 stone. And then when I was 25th wedding anniversary, we had a big sort of holiday, went to America, toured all around America for a couple of weeks, put that 1.5 stone back on, nigh on.
Yeah.
Lost a little bit, and then started at RT after that.
Yeah, because it was just your 30th anniversary. Yeah. So was this time 5 years ago?
Aye.
I'm always interested in that switch, because most people like to say they're ready, but you've actually stuck it out. And I think that's been so that was it. The
reflection in the mirror. Yeah. And I look back on some of the photos, when you're looking at photos when we're on holiday, and there's one where we were in Portugal on holiday, and I was just sitting there, and I thought,
is that the blue polo top one? Yeah.
I'm like, enormous. I just thought, nah. So, yeah. And I look now at then, I was like,
it's mad.
It is.
But I think the best thing for us, like, is you've stuck it out. because people just so intermittently you've seen people come in, come out, and I mean sometimes then the people come back the bigger, but still never ready.
Yeah, I mean I've fluctuated since I've been with you guys. I know I lost a load of weight. I mean I must have lost 5 stone in the first 4 or 5 months, and then started to put a little bit back on, little bit back on, little bit back on. But I always when I put weight on, I mean the big thing for me, I was a 44-inch trouser that I couldn't get fastened. That was another thing. So I should have been a 46-inch waist.
Yeah.
And I got down to a 38-inch waist. I've been 38-inch waist for 4 years, even though I've gone from between 16 and 19 stone since I've been with RT. Yeah. Been the same waist size, and I'm a 36 now.
Mint.
So that's 10 inches off my waist.
Which is
exactly.
Which is big. It is I mean, obviously we're always buzzing for you. I'm buzzing with that actually, Dave. So Carnage, you start with Carnage. How's Carnage?
I still enjoy Carnage.
Yeah.
So I do. I still do try and do at least one a week.
You've just had to do some this morning.
That's why I'm sweating. I love that. I prefer the weights, but I still like doing the Carnage. I feel like I'm still doing a bit of cardio and a bit of fitness. So,
was it a shock?
It was awesome. When I first started, it was awkward. Our office, I was on the 3rd floor of an office with no lift. And that first morning I did Carnage, it must have took me about 15 minutes to get up the stairs. I had to go up sideways.
Right.
But I was just shot. That was after my first Carnage session when I drove to work and then went holding onto the handrail, sort of crawling up the stairs sideways.
Yeah.
So I would say it was a shock. It took me about 2 weeks to get over that.
It did, it always does. But it's the same, you've stuck it out.
Yeah.
And even though you're saying about going up and down in weight, you've just kept going with it.
No.
That consistency. Yeah. How do you find that consistency? How do you find the motivation to keep consistently going then? I don't know. When I set my mind on doing something, I just do it. So it's 5 years though. It's a long one, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I've tracked every day since that time when I first started doing when I saw that reflection. Well, no, before.
Oh, right,
before
okay.
the mirror, I started tracking on that MyFitnessPal, and I've done every day since. So
how many day streaks that?
5 and a bit years. I don't know how many days that is, but must be getting up to 2,000, is it?
Nearly 2,000. Fucking hell, Dave.
I've tracked it. So when I set my mind to do it, I do it. I'm a stats guy, so I've got a spreadsheet. I know my weight since I was probably 35-year-old. I've weighed every week since I was about 35. I've got a spreadsheet and tell you.
Do you?
Aye. Yeah.
Did you used to track on your iPad, didn't you? Is that right?
Aye.
Yeah.
I've still got I've got an Excel spreadsheet just on my iPad computer, and I just fill it in every week.
Do you?
Aye.
Mint.
So.
That's what we need. That's what we need. So how's the barbell then?
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aye, I do. I love it. I mean, it's totally different to Carnage. You come back and you're fatigued. I think your muscles are sore, but I love it. I'm getting stronger. I think I've got a limit where I can get to with injuries and knees and bits and pieces. I kind of do everything I'd like to do, but I think I do like it.
So when we're going to get a podium on the strongman?
I don't know. I mean, you need to bring in an age handicap system, and then I'll get on it.
Is that right, Deb? Is that right, Deb? I don't think it would be so segregated. Actually, do you know what it is? To be fair, most of our clientele who especially compete are 40 plus, really, aren't they? So it's not, you aren't at a disadvantage from there. Last one then, Dave. So if you could give one piece of advice to someone wanting to live a leaner, healthier lifestyle, what would it be?
Put yourself first for a change.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was a change for me. I was always selfish is not the right word. I think it was unselfish. I would put other people first, put work first, put this first. And I thought once I started the fitness thing, I thought, I'm doing that. That's my time. So I just set that time away and I'll work everything else around it. Work, family life, home life. So
yeah. I
think it's just setting that time away to do it. It's
so easy, I think, for people to...
I mean, it doesn't always work like that, like this week, for example, but, I've I don't miss many sessions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not travelling as much for work as I was when I first started. I was working in London 1-2 days a week, so I had to swap lots of sessions when I first started, but I'm not at the minute. All my jobs are local, so that's great. But who's to say next year I might be working in London again, so that's when it gets difficult when you're travelling. But yeah, try and set that time away and just make it sacrosanct to me.
Does it help that the kids is older than there?
Yeah, it does, I mean, trying to get them into it. I mean, we're all doing it
now.
now. We're all doing it now.
The fullies, yeah.
But I mean, now James got a long way to go. It took me till I was 45 to realise I needed to do something. He's only 22, so...
Yeah.
You know,
but he is.
23 years, he might cotton on to that. He's got to do something.
That's the thing. That comes back to the when are you ready?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, I can see a little spark in your James at the minute. Hopefully you can, but I think that's it, Dave. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.